Hey guys, Antonio here, or Zinger. I had a really good session, VOD reviewing and coaching Zach yesterday. We looked over, mechanics, ledge trapping, all that sort of good stuff. But something that really popped out to me was, and mentality, and something that really popped out to me was reaction times and how to react. And it's a really important fundamental, and it applies to all fighting games. And it's something that sounds straightforward, but it's actually kind of hard if you know what I mean. So there's three main factors. But before we get into those three main factors, we have to understand like, is my fighting game reactable? So most fighting games are, because they have 0 frames of input delay. Unfortunately, Smash Ultimate is one of the few games that actually has 5 frames of input delay, which means that reaction times go from 13 frames to 15 frames. That is to say that, you still react in 13 frames, but when you do your option on the 13th frame, it'll come out on the 18th frame. You know what I mean? But most of the fighting games, they've got 0 frames of input delay offline, and with rollback, that's pretty much still the case. But either that or like 1 or 2 frames. But let's look at it from now that we've gone past that. Let's look at the three concepts that you really need to know about reacting. So there's reacting on a specific concept, right? Like a specific move, like you're identifying the move and you're reacting specifically to that. There's reacting with premonition, so you react to basically the opponent's movement, and there's also reacting with refresh rate. So, to compartmentalize and explain all these three things, let's first look at the first concept, which is just reacting. So, let's use this example of Gulgum versus Snurgle. So here, when Gulgum does the side B, right? If you try react to the side B, as in like the actual animation of the side B, it's going to be really hard to parry, right? So here he was late on the parry because of this, because he was reacting specifically to the animation here, right? But and this has a lot of strengths, just reacting to the animation. If you react to the animation, then you have a 100% guaranteed um chance of knowing, of using the counterplay against that animation if you know the counterplay, right? But the problem is that this is slightly slower because you're waiting for the specific animation and you're trying to react to it. And another thing is, if you're trying to specifically react to this animation, that means that you're kind of voiding yourself, or like making your other reactions to other things slightly slower because you're trying to look for one specific thing, right? So a better way to parry in this state is using premonition reaction times, and this is by saying that, okay, he's gonna side B, right? Or like he might side B, right? But you're going to react to him side being by reacting to the thing that he does before. So if you can watch the set on the VOD review that we did together, uh, Gulgum always jumps and does the side B, right? So if you're trying to react to the side B, let's count the frames that you have on it. Let's be generous and say that this is the first frame that you can react to, right? So, well, actually, we'll say this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is with perfect, like, assuming you read this animation cue perfectly, he could have parried it. But more likely, he probably reacted around here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is just out of his reactive range. But if we add the jump frames, now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You have so much more time, right? If you react to the option they do before, right? And this can be seen in another set. In Smash Ultimate, the Smash Ultimate Summit, I think 4, 5. there was this match between Tweak and MKLeo. Now you have Tweak with Banana here. If you don't know, Banana has a 100% chance to trip, and then you have MKLeo on ledge. Now, MKLeo has a lot of options here, right? He can jump, roll, get up attack, whatever, right? And Tweak thinks that he's going to go for a neutral get up. Now, Banana Throw into neutral get up using a standard reaction time is not reactable. But if you react to just any movement whatsoever, it is reactable, right? Like, Tweak in this scenario is calling out that whatever movement MKLeo does, it's gonna be a neutral get up, right? Which means that he can more accurately get the timing. If he instead tried to react to the timing, and react to him being on neutral get up, he would have to react to the visual cues signaling that it's neutral get up, and then he would have to command himself to throw the item. So let's see how he plays this. So as you can see here, he's on ledge. He does a neutral get up, and he instantly throws, right? And then he wins the set off that. That's how he reacted to that. He didn't react to the neutral get up itself, he just reacted to whatever movement they've thrown out, and then he followed up. So, the third part about this is the hardest part, really. Well, it's the hardest and it's the easiest part. And it's called refresh rate. Now, if you search up on YouTube, Pink Fresh, he has a really good video on this. Refresh rate is basically practiced by playing the game a lot, because refresh rate essentially means that you can do the same things but you recognize it fast. It's basically pattern recognition, and it's reacting to the same pattern incredibly fast, right? If Snurgle had like played, you know, Gulgum for fucking ages, right, he would automatically have this parry down, or like he would get hit here and he would instantly refresh the situation, right? Or he would know it, like that sort of thing. Refresh rate is a lot about kind of accepting the scenario you're in and then following up. Now, in this matchup, Snurgle actually had some pretty good refresh rate. Like, he got hit by side B here, and then he did the up smash here, and he actually got the KO. So, refresh rate is kind of just something you have to do by playing a lot, but you also have to understand what you're trying to learn, you know? Like, you're trying to practice your reaction times by just seeing the same option over and over again. A really good way to do this, actually, there's a professional Street Fighter player called Punk, and Cola from Ultimate did the same thing, and it's Smash Ultimate. It's looking at every single animation for the matchups that you want to learn and understanding the animation cues in it, right? So by doing that, and just looking at the animation over and over again, you can train yourself into being able to react to these moves much faster, you know, seeing the actual cues on it. Rivals is probably one of the hardest games to react to because, you know, they've got really good silhouettes, but, you know, it is still very small characters, right? So reacting to stuff can sometimes be a bit tricky, especially when you're trying to differentiate 3D space from 2D space. Anyway, that was just a fun little thing I wanted to talk about, and I hope it helped you guys.